I pushed so hard. Like I do. I pushed so hard. I was doing all the things. I hit a breaking point in October and I like broke down crying. I went to Chicago. I went to go watch my friend Erin run the Chicago Marathon. And my sister and I were there. And I remember holding this like packet of pills that I was supposed to take. And I just said to Brooke, I couldn't like open it. And I was like, I don't even want to take these. And she said, don't. And I looked at her and I just started crying. And I was like, I'm so fucking tired. I'm so fucking tired of trying so hard. And she's like, you're not broken. Like you're not broken. You're fine. Your body knows what to do. You are fine. You operate just fine. Like relax, let it go. And so there's that spiritual, psychological perspective of focusing so hard on what's not right that you keep getting more of it. And so I just kind of quit a lot of things. I told Mindy Pelz has been my doctor all year, basically, and or most of the year. And she's been wonderful. And I just told her, like, I'm tired. Like, I need a break. And she's like, okay, we'll take a month. I'm like, I'm thinking like the rest of the year. So we went into a really minimalistic protocol where it was like I'd only do like three things, because I was doing castor oil packs at night, coffee enemas in the morning, red light, Hockett machine, lymphatic drainage massages, body work with lymph movement. I've tried everything. Like it was just my daily protocols on top of all the pills was just extreme and I was exhausted. And so I've just simplified it. So I simplified it to a couple of things. I simplified it to Dr. Amen has a supplement called Happy Saffron that has like 25 plus studies already on it of the positive effect. So for just mood generally. So I've been taking that, getting in the hyperbaric chamber because that one is my least favorite because it's so boring. But I do that for 1 to 2 hours at a time when I can. The other one, which is EMDR. Now let me tell you about EMDR. I feel like it's going to get there in the questions. I think somebody asked something that I thought, oh, this is where EMDR will come in, but I'll just quickly preface it. Highly recommended by Dr. Amen as well. And also for me, I had tried this with my therapist. Yes, I have a therapist. I actually plan to almost always have a therapist. I don't think there's going to be a point in time in life where I just won't. Maybe for a couple months at a time here and there, 6 months, but I always plan to have a therapist because the work should always be on yourself. Like you can't change someone else. You can only change yourself. So that's my word of wisdom with therapy. And we did EMDR and it was like time travel. There's also another book called, I'm pointing because my bookshelf is over there. The Body Keeps the Score. And it's a super heady book and it's like got a lot of dense information, but one of the prevailing therapies for healing everything from PTSD to depression and all kinds of different emotional states is EMDR because it is like time travel. And when I heard EMDR for the first time, I thought, what's EMDR? Is this like do you take something? Is it like you hook up to something? It sounds intense, right? But it's not actually. All it is, and every therapist has a different way of doing it. So some kind of use their finger and it stands for rapid eye movement, something desensitization. So you're basically bypassing your normal way of thinking and being able to access your memories in a new, at this point in time, instead of in your old patterning. So my therapist uses buzzers and they're just little vibrators, one in each hand, and it just alternates. It goes bzz, 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 bzz. And you think of sort of like a trauma that's happened, something that emotionally marks you. Like it's not like when you got in that car crash, although that might be one of them. It's what has happened in your life that you have a vivid memory of, that you had an emotional reaction to, or that kind of pops up in your reality now as a memory, or maybe like the backtracking source of why you feel the way you feel. I had one Akashic reader tell me, like, go to the first and the worst, meaning what was the first time and the worst time that you had an emotion come through. Going to those first and worst, going to those deeply emotional, traumatic moments, your mind just wanders, and you can't, if you get your head in the way, it's totally not going to work quite right. You have to allow, you have to stop thinking. You have to just let things come through. And if nothing comes through, fine. But I promise you, as soon as you not mentally think, I'll just not think, but feel like I'm just going to surrender and sit here. And if we just don't have a good session today, fine. That's when it comes through. And it is like you're watching a past memory you're watching it as an observer of yourself, and you're also watching the other person or the other, like whoever else is within the situation. And you not only see that, but sometimes I've seen how that person became like they did, or I've also seen soul orchestration, where it's like, I was aware that I needed the experience that was difficult to get me to where I went, to give me like to stress me, to challenge me, to give me some sort of an experience so that I knew how to navigate something else more important in the future. I saw this like literally like there is like a controlling consciousness or energies or angels or guides that are literally like turning your head to look at a certain thing happening so that you see it, so that you hear it, so you can have the experience. So anyway, EMDR really gives you just this whole new experience of an event that was really traumatic. And you go in and then you watch. It's almost, there's very much, and this, I'll say this later, but like in Michael Singer's work with Untethered Soul, it's about allowing things. It's about allowing an experience of and something that's going on to sort of go through you. And that ends up feeling like what you really do is you're watching it from a wiser, older perspective, and you're just witnessing it, and you see it for what it really is instead of what it felt like then when you didn't have the tools to navigate it better. If you like this clip and you want to hear the whole episode, click at the bottom of your screen.